You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, She-Hulk episode 8.
AKA the best one yet.
AKA Daredevil show
AKA,
now.
I love you, Charlie COx. Thank you.
Okay.
You saved the show, buddy.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Saved it,
but I would
man.
say great, entertaining episode. Actually, I don't want to say it was the best of the series. I personally still think episode 1 was the best.
Really?
Because the only reason that this is good was because of Daredevil.
Yeah,
and when
and they did
the
it
only
well.
reason that and the episode 1 was good because it was just all in all good.
Yeah,
So-
well, it was good because it actually had her, her origin
Right,
story,
right.
and it stuck with that law thing, and there weren't dumb, Z-list, side plots,
Exactly.
characters going around.
Right.
Like, I will say, in this one, the villain sucked.
For sure.
That
for
side
sure.
plot
Yeah,
sucked.
right off the bat. For
What
sure.
did carry it was Daredevil.
Definitely Daredevil. for
I
sure.
was just really
yeah,
excited.
and that's what I
to
wanted
see
to say.
man.
Like, it did not redeem the series by any means.
Oh no,
the
it
show
didn't.
sucks.
It didn't.
But,
If you say that, you need to get.
oh yeah, but it was a welcome
Don't say that.
addition for sure. A welcome one because after 7 weeks of what's the word? Torture, I guess.
Torture, yeah.
Endurance.
Endurance,
we
character building,
character building experience.
It's
It
for your
led
character
to
son. Watch this. All 9 episodes.
for sure. It led to Daredevil finally,
Yeah.
and we're just going to talk about him pretty much the whole episode because it's the best part. And
Yeah.
everything about him was perfect. Like they did him to a T, like the Netflix show, and to a T, like how he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought I'm a huge fan of the Netflix show, and I know other fans, not just myself, were really concerned about how
For
he
sure.
was going to be portrayed in the show, right?
Right,
As we've
right.
seen, this has been a really comedic show, and they're like, look, dude, Netflix Daredevil is like raw.
Yeah.
He's gritty. Like, it's a different reality.
Completely.
However, also, we understand he's in Marvel now, but I was not upset about the jokes he was making.
I was not, and the jokes that he made they weren't forced.
They weren't forced.
Exactly.
I thought they were genuinely funny.
They were, yeah, for sure.
And they definitely kind of advanced his
I know.
relationship.
And
'cause
just the
it's
way
like
he
back and forth
talks,
with her.
man. The way he talks, no
He's a
wonder.
good actor,
Like
dude.
he killed
Yeah.
it. Absolutely
He
killed
kills
it.
it,
And just
but
right
yeah.
off the bat, we have to talk about the courtroom scene because at first, when the rumors and the confirmation of Daredevil showing up, I figured they'd have a little courtroom scene, and I
Yeah.
was worried it'd be a little bit more of a dispute. But he absolutely wrecked her
Yeah.
in that case. Like
Dude, I'm telling you,
it took like a
I
minute.
was glad.
I was so glad. I was so
He just
glad.
goes, "Is that Jeffy?"
I know, just because he has that ability, but
That's so. Dude, if I'm the judge, I'd be so suspicious.
I know.
Did you just guess what fuel he was
but
using?
then of course Leapfrog was like, "Heck yeah, man!"
I know, dude. He ripped apart that
Dude,
case.
absolutely ripped it apart.
I think the only unbelievable thing apart that is that he would be willing to fly out all the way to they're in Cali, right?
For
West Coast.
building him a new suit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I'll make him for
I know.
favors.
And also, like, I'm really curious, does this decanonize the Daredevil series when it comes to his suits? Or was Jacobson just like a friend that he made a suit for him? Or is like, does it decanonize? Because we know in the Daredevil series, he
Yeah.
has a person who makes the suits.
Yeah.
Of course, that's a whole storyline.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, is it make it decanonize or how does that work?
I don't think necessarily decanonize it. I think it's very possible to say, all right, he made his, classic black and red suit here, and then later he decided to upgrade to, the red and yellow, which
Right.
I thought looked amazing.
I
by the
liked
way.
it. I did.
I was really skeptical.
I know
at
a lot
first,
of
but I
people
liked it, but-
didn't.
don't
But I
think-
think it just paid homage to the comic accurate.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be his main suit, but
But to be honest with you, I really do think they could legitimately canonize the show and really nothing too much would change at all.
right.
Like, I don't think, and I mean, like, honestly, like, why not? If you're bringing back most of the original cast from the show, Kingpin, Foggy Nelson, Punisher, why would you not canonize
Exactly.
it?
Why would you not canonize? I guess
But-
just the facts of other things they may not want to canonize, just some of the characters they want to
Yeah.
pull. I'm not exactly sure because only 2 confirmed right now are Kingpin and Daredevil.
Yeah.
So that we know of. Because other than that,
Foggy Nelson, his character got confirmed. I'm
he's
pretty
not
sure.
confirmed.
Are you sure?
I don't think so
I
because
swear he was confirmed.
I don't think
Oh.
he'd be confirmed because if he was confirmed, I mean, it's
I
just too
hope
far
so.
down the road.
Now imagine him and another dude who's just as good as him, like lawyering up on people.
Right.
Like you said, dude, that courtroom scene was fire.
It
I'm
was.
glad they made She-Hulk look dumb.
yeah.
I was afraid she was gonna school him.
I was a little
honestly.
bit afraid. I mean, I thought Daredevil would beat her inevitably, but I did think it'd be more of a fight.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that he just wrecked her with, of
I
course,
know.
his abilities and stuff, which was
That was
amazing.
fire.
And then Leapfrog, of course, the best character in the MCU confirmed.
Ah, dude, I hated
No,
Leapfrog.
I'm just kidding. He was stupid, complete
Yeah.
idiot.
He was.
His whole storyline was dumb, but of course Daredevil, definitely brought up the pace of the show.
It was dumb, and
sure.
it was so rushed. From 1 second, you see him fighting these criminals, and then in the next scene, he has his huge villain lair. Like, how would no one be aware of that?
I know. And then
she
the whole time,
been like, "Oh, what's the lily pad?"
Exactly. Like
that
is
so
dumb.
It is so dumb.
And
like that's what.
And
sucked.
then of course
they
he ends up being
that.
a villain and kidnaps Jacob, which was stupid plot.
Like, how do you even get him in the first?
I don't know.
Like,
I really don't know. Which I genuinely like Jacobson. I thought he's
fire.
I love him. I think he's great.
I know. I was worried that he would never speak to She-Hulk again.
I thought it was kind of funny. He's like, "I'm done with you."
She was like, "Please
get out of my face."
And
he's like, and then later, of course, when he rescued him, he was like,
"So I guess we're even.
I guess we can do it now."
Yeah,
it was so funny. But I do like him, and of course, him and Daredevil don't necessarily fit together.
Yeah,
but I did think it was a good welcome addition, so I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
But one thing that super surprised me about this episode and the show in general was the way that they did She-Hulk and Daredevil. And just Charlie COx and Tatiana Maslany's chemistry was like out of this world good when it comes to acting.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like their acting together was so good. Like Tatiana Maslany, like really falling for him was really well reciprocated. And in that moment, I was like, "Am I falling for him too? What's going on?" no. But
I'd
like
be
for sure,
for
she killed it, and then he killed it too by reciprocating that.
Yeah,
and I really like the relationship.
Yeah,
and I would love to explore it. If I'm being honest,
the writers did a great job building that up. But I will say that was the one thing I didn't like about Daredevil. I didn't like how it ended. I don't feel like their relationship was good enough to justify her like sleeping with him. Because throughout the show, she slept through with 3 or 5 different guys. So I think obviously yes, Daredevil is the one good guy that we've seen
for sure.
But her just sleeping with the dude she just met, which is the exact same as all the other douchebags, it just paints a bad light on Daredevil. When you couple that with the fact that he's just walking on the street without any shoes on in full suit,
taking the walk of shame.
Since when does Daredevil do that? He don't. Well, not at least in the Netflix show. But
which
I just didn't like.
I understand that, but
it felt like a rom-com at that point. I'm like, that's cheesy writing. They could have easily just had him dip.
I get that, but it felt a little bit more serious than, of course, what a rom-com would be. And yeah, I get that, but with how things are. And showing that relationship, I think, that's just what they decided on.
It made me sad. Maybe because I'm rooting for him. Obviously, he had a thing with Elektra, and then obviously a big thing with Karen. So I was really hoping that they would be canonized and that he would stay loyal. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like I really like in the comics. She-Hulk and Daredevil have a lot of good relations, but I really enjoyed their chemistry was super.
Yeah, their chemistry
good.
was good. Their
it
fight
was very
scene.
Good. When
they're just exchanging quippy lines, and I can't even lie
smooth.
when I say this, bro. The choreography wasn't better than we've seen previously, but I don't know, dude. Just his agility
wasn't phenomenally
Well, see, the
done.
thing that was cool about the Netflix added better hand-to-hand fight scenes, but he didn't have that same agility.
So far,
And
this is just one episode.
He was jumping off
Right.
parking
It was
lots.
more comic-y,
we
yeah.
hadn't seen that.
And
I said, it's more comic-y.
him just using his poles and just bringing himself up from
It was
different
fire!
That was so
I was
cool.
like, what?
I was like, we've never seen that before.
we didn't really get to see
And
that
then,
in the show.
him going against. I also thought it was super realistic in the sense that this never happens. But when she threw him against the car and she just picked him up and took off his helmet, usually she just she would just talk to the guy
but she's like, who
movie,
is
but
this?
she's like, I need to know.
Yeah.
And then of course it was him. But that was awesome.
I was so sad when she nerfed his hearing, man. I was rooting so hard for him to just obliterate
but
her.
it makes sense.
She's like, Hulk smash,
Yeah.
busts out his eardrums. That's his whole
that's his whole gig. So he couldn't do anything.
So he can't do anything.
Right. So it makes sense. But their team up, when they go after Jacobson was really cool. And of course, we got another Daredevil hallway fight.
I was so hyped.
That
dude.
was sick.
I
And
was
then, of
hyped.
course, She-Hulk busts
too
in
long.
too. And then their combo was really, really well done and well received. So I enjoyed that.
It was cool. I liked it.
I completely agree. So that whole thing with Daredevil, that whole story between the two of them was fantastic. Of course, Leapfrog was horrible in that whole side plot, which was the reason that I say it's not as good as the first episode, because the first episode was solid all the way through. This one had setbacks.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first episode has its flaws too.
Right.
We discussed earlier, that one, as far as the writing, was a little rushed too. I think same with Leapfrog in this case. But overall, that one was, I guess, more cohesive, whereas this one, had better, I think, chemistry
Right. Yeah.
between the actors.
Yeah. And better acting, I would say.
Yeah,
So,
and better fight scenes.
right, for sure. But, I just think episode 1's better in my opinion, personally. All right. So now, of course, to move on from Daredevil, sadly. Oh, so sadly.
I'll never move on from you,
Charlie.
I never
want to move on from
dude,
Daredevil.
but dude, thank you, Marvel, for bringing this man, like,
and
for
delivering.
real.
He's
goated,
he's goated,
I'm telling you.
Want a movie for him because I feel like he deserves it.
He does.
I feel like I don't
He's
really want the
huge
show
comic book
anymore.
character.
Like Daredevil Born Again, sure, that's gonna be dope. 18 episodes, awesome.
Yeah.
But I think Daredevil's a big enough comic character to get a movie, a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I think
No,
he
for
deserves
real.
it. And I would be
Build
hyped
up
for that.
Kingpin.
Do what they did with Armor Wars and make it a movie, please. I would love that, Marvel. If you're listening to me, Kevin Feige,
honestly, dude, make it like just straight in Hell's Kitchen.
I don't know if they would go that far, but
dude, that would go
still,
crazy.
just in general, I would love it. So we'll see with that. All right, so now to get into the ending scene, which was super confusing and really odd that we got to talk about.
Also, this was way too fast too. Like, this is another con of this episode. This happened so quick.
It does, but
it's kind of unrealistic.
It's kind of quick in the sense that it kind of intrigued me in the sense of she was breaking the fourth wall and then she was herself was confused. She was like, whoa, that was a perfect place to end the episode. Why is it still going? What's happening?
Yeah.
At first, when she was doing that, I thought like Nikki was about to come out and be bad or something like that. That's what was going through me.
Really?
I was like, is she straight up about to like betray her or something? Like, what's going on?
Honestly, dude, I had no idea what was going on.
I didn't either. I was like,
you can end the episode. I was agreeing with him. I'm like, yeah, just end it.
Just end it. You don't
no
need
more
it.
Daredevil
But she
right
kept
now.
going, and then I was thinking that, and of course, Red Hulk was mentioned or alluded to at least.
Yeah.
Like she was like, this would
Maybe
be
like a red one. Or something
maybe
like
this is a part of the episode. Wait, is this finale? Is next episode the finale? And then she was like, would this be a perfect part to like introduce like a Red Hulk or like somebody being bad or something like that? And then
dude, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Dude,
but it just led into something that was super weird, going to the gala right off the bat, which I thought was super rushed, like you said.
Yeah, it was rushed.
and it super confused me.
They could have honestly, they could have spent 10 to 15 minutes, 30, maybe even a half, dude, on the gala if it's this important to the show. They're throwing it at the end of the 8th episode, and it made me sad, honestly, when she said, "Oh, it's next episode, the finale." I'm like, what have we been watching?
Exactly.
Exactly. Where's the build up?
There hasn't been build up. That's the problem.
And
or
we know what's going to happen
up.
in episode 9, right?
Exactly.
With Hulk and Abomination being confirmed. But the point is, this part was just so rushed.
It was very rushed.
And
it was just super confusing.
She brings it to light.
I mean, at the whole time I was like, what is happening? Because it was kind of an intriguing type of conclusion because, even though it was confusing, it wasn't that like I was mad at it or didn't like it, which I don't really like it now, but I was intrigued when it was going on. But I just thought it was so weird whenever like they announced like her winning the award and she went up there and then like all the women come up and they're looking like robots rising up there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, how does it feel to be a woman lawyer? And I was like, what
first
are they
of all,
doing?
like, we got to talk about that. Like, number one, that couldn't have, like, Mallory was the only one that we knew.
Right.
And she was very human. So, if it was real, why would they have multiple winners?
Yeah, and why would they go,
and every
how does it feel to be a woman lawyer?
Like, that made, bro, in today's world, you would never see
Never.
that. You don't see, like,
you wouldn't have got that
Oscars
20 years ago.
20 people stand up and they all win. I understand her name was called first. Like, what?
And then, of course, you see the
What's
Hulk
happening?
King image go behind her and then reveal like She-Hulk banging a dude. And I don't understand why people were like being all shocked about it. Like, it's not like, making her out to be bad. People do that. And then she has justifiably raged to destroy it. And then they aim guns at her. I'm like, this makes no sense.
And then the dude with the mask like breaks through.
Exactly. They all put the mask on.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like,
what's going on?
I mean,
Hulk King's going to be the dude with the glasses, and I can't stand that dude.
Yeah. The worst villain of all time.
Yeah, it would be.
I think, maybe it's possible that Hulking like changed like the nominations or whatever, so every name was on the list.
But why would they all rise up and be like, "There's nothing weird going on"? They would be looking around like, "What's going on?"
Well, like, dude, they're standing in line just looking out. Like, what?
Like it literally made me think like, "This is the Matrix. This is so weird."
Well, like either that or like, dude, Disney. If Disney's just throwing that in for female empowerment,
exactly,
bro, they have to realize just how pitiful that looks.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And then just
like
making fun of
they're
guys,
aware of that.
I don't know. Like,
they have to be aware.
The whole thing with oh, how does it feel to be a woman lawyer? Or, that was stupid to me.
And they're
that's
all
not
like
real.
and they all answer the question like, I don't even know who you are.
Like, what's going on with this?
She's
So that part was super dumb and confusing.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going into the finale going to be like. I don't know what to expect. The show has been so inconsistent up to here that I just really don't understand that we just need Daredevil to carry the show. I don't know.
I know. Come back to the 9th episode.
Please.
But like, harken back on what you just said. It doesn't make sense. First of all, why the people would still be staring at the screens when it's literally like a sex scene with her and a dude? Like, first of all, why are they watching? Second of all, they realize that she is one with their Hulk. Like, there's not a rage in She-Hulk. So when she punches it, yes, that's very alarming. But they were running and screaming
they were
like
thinking
the Chitauri
she would
coming
kill her.
in
Like,
Avengers.
She was justifiably punching the screen. Like, you would do the same thing.
She didn't grab, right? She didn't break nothing. She just punched the screen and like, oh! She chases down the dude. One of the men responsible.
Exactly.
With the mask on.
They aim
with
guns.
the mask. Like, how do you not realize She-Hulk is not a freaking hacker, bro? She's not wearing a mask. If I'm security, I'm like, how about we stop the dude running away?
Exactly.
That a known superhero lawyer is chasing.
Right. So dumb. It's
like,
so
bro,
dumb.
what?
Yeah, that made no sense.
There's no way.
That's, again, another reason why I say, like, this can't be the best episode. So,
yeah.
In my opinion. Crazy.
Sad.
I know.
But thank you, Daredevil.
Right, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Our podcast, Here's in the Moment, is on all major podcast platforms, so check us out. If you want to stay up to date with all of our episodes, with all of our updates, just go and check us out at Instagram at Here's in the Moment and TikTok at Here's in the Moment with an extra T. Feel free to check out all of our previous episodes. We have like 200 of them. Our last episode was Latest Superhero News Part 12, which goes super hard. So if you want to, go ahead and check that sucker out.
Yeah, so we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.